Hello students, how are you all? I'm sure you all are doing perfect and enjoying your studies too. So children, let's begin with our next chapter, which is the Constitution of India. Learning objectives are what is a constitution, role of a constitution, need for a constitution, features of India's constitution. Our constitution is very important to us. It signifies independence and establishes the main organs of the government, the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. The constitution defines the power and responsibility of each organ of the government. It regulates the relationship between the three organs and also with the people. It also enumerates our rights and duties as citizens. It contains our national goals such as democracy, secularism and socialism. To achieve these goals, it envisages various plans for इम्प्लीमेंटेशन बाय द गवर्नमेंट. तो जो हमारा संविधान है वो हमें बताता है कि हम अब आज़ाद हो गए और हमारे पास बहुत सारे राइट्स हैं जो हमें क्या करने चाहिए, अवेल करने चाहिए. Now, what is constitution? A constitution is a fundamental legal document that contains the rules according to which the government of a country functions. These rules or laws are called the basic laws. तो constitution जो है ये fundamental legal document है जो एक सरकार को ये बताते हैं कि कैसे work करना है, कैसे rule करना है. These laws are superior to all the laws of a country. The law written in the Constitution act as the source according to which rules and regulations of governing a country are framed. Every law enacted by the government has to be in conformity with the Constitution, but the Constitution constantly grows and evolves according to the needs, requirements and aspiration of people and functioning institution. इसमें गवर्नमेंट का काम ये होता है कि वो अच्छे तरीके से फंक्शन करे, जो पीपल हैं उनके राइट्स का भी ध्यान रखे और उनके डेवलपमेंट के लिए कार्य करे. Roles of a constitution, a society or a country needs some fundamental rules that are included in the constitution. These rules make it what it is and differentiate it from other kinds of societies. That is why most countries in the world have a constitution. In a democratic country like India, the importance of constitution is more सिग्निफिकेंट है. तो हर कंट्री, जो डेवलपिंग कंट्री, वहाँ पे आपने देखा होगा कि वहाँ का अपना एक संविधान है जिसमें आपके रूल्स वगैरह सेट किए जाते हैं, लॉज वगैरह बनाए जाते हैं. नीड फॉर अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की नीड क्यों है? अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज नॉट अ mere document but a living document. This means that it constantly grows and evolves according to the needs, requirements and aspiration of people of the country. In a democratic government, the citizens participate in the functioning of the government directly or indirectly. It is the constitution in which the government's power and citizens' rights are clearly defined. It prevents the government from misusing its rights and thus safeguard the rights of the citizens. तो ये सिर्फ डॉक्यूमेंट ही नहीं बनाती या पेपर ही नहीं है, बल्कि इसमें ये देखा जाता है, ये इंश्योर किया जाता है कि जो लोग हैं वो अपने राइट्स का कहीं गलत फ़ायदा तो नहीं उठा रहे. The constitution consists of certain ideals that form the basic of the kind of country that we want as citizens. That is, it tells us the fundamental nature of our society. After independence, we adopted a constitution that reflects the ideals of our country. A country is usually made up of different communities of people. The constitution helps serve as the set of rules and principles that all person in a country can agree upon. अब ये जो रूल है ये बनाए जाते हैं लोगों के हिसाब से ताकि लोग जो है उसको अग्री करें और उसको माने भी. The Constitution defines the nature of a country's political system. In a democracy, we choose our leaders so that they can exercise power responsible on our behalf, but often they misuse their authority. The Constitution lays down rules that guards against this misuse of power by our political leaders. For example, our Constitution guarantees the right to equality to all persons. According to it, no citizen can discriminate on the ground of caste, religion, race, gender and place of birth. The right to equality is one of the fundamental rights mentioned in our constitution. If there were no such restrictions on the power of elected representatives, they could misuse their authorities. तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ये गारंटी करता है कि हर पर्सन को इक्वालिटी मिले ताकि उसके साथ भेदभाव वगैरह ना किया जा सके. The constitution ensures that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful people or groups. It ensures that minorities are not excluded from any that is routinely available to the majority. Sometimes we take certain decisions that could have adverse effect on our larger interests. The constitutions help us guard against this situation. For example, frustrated with the corruption, red tapeism, and delay in decision making, many people may be of the opinion that there should be a strong detector to set the system right, but in reality the dictatorial rules goes against all our interests. A good constitution does not allow such whims of people to change its basic structure. तो गुड कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन जो है वो ये भी अलाउ करता है कि जो पीपल हैं वो अपने बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को चेंज ना करें, उस पर स्टिक रहें. फीचर्स ऑफ द इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन स्टार्ट्स विद द preamble. A preamble means an introduction in which the purpose of the constitution is given. It contains the ideals and basic principle of the Indian constitution. तो प्रीमल इस तरह का होता है, जो प्रस्तावना होती है इसमें आपके आइडियल्स होते हैं और बेसिक प्रिंसिपल्स होते हैं. The silent features of our constitution as follow. A detailed written constitution. Our constitution is the lengthiest constitution in the world. No other constitution has gone into such minute details as the Indian constitution. Originally, it was divided into 22 parts, 395 articles and 8 schedules. Later on, 4 more schedules were added to it. It elaborates only the governmental structure at the center, state and local levels, but also gives detail on citizenship, right and duties of the people, directive principle of state policy, union state relation, election, etc. तो हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो सबसे बड़ा माना जाता है क्योंकि इसमें आपके 22 पार्ट्स हैं और 395 आर्टिकल्स हैं, 8 शेड्यूल है जिसमें डिटेल में हर चीज़ को मेंशन किया गया है. Provision of amendment. Our constitution is a living document, that is, it is changeable. In the constitution itself, a procedure has been laid down by which changes can be brought about. Such changes are called amendments. These amendments are made to remove the difficulties that arise from time to time. It is constantly growing and evolving according to the needs and requirements and aspiration of people. तो हमारा जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो लिविंग डॉक्यूमेंट है, मतलब आप इसमें चेंजेस अगर करना चाहते हैं तो कर सकते हैं, लेकिन चेंजेस जो है वो आपके जायज़ होने चाहिए, एज अकॉर्डिंग टू द नीड्स होने चाहिए, रिक्वायरमेंट एंड एस्पिरेशन के अकॉर्डिंग होने चाहिए. A sovereign, a socialist and secular country. India is a sovereign country. This means that it is free from external control. It can frame its own policies. It cannot be detected by any other foreign country. India has the democracy. People of India elected their government at all levels by the method of universal adult franchise. India is also a republic. This means that the head of the nation, i.e. the president, is elected by the people representative. तो इंडिया सॉवरेन कंट्री है, इसका मतलब है कि इसमें कोई एक्सटर्नल कंट्रोल नहीं है. जैसे ब्रिटिशर्स के टाइम पे क्या था, वो आए थे, उन्होंने हमें कंट्रोल किया था, उन्होंने हमारे लिए रूल सेट किए थे, तो ऐसा अब नहीं है. इंडिया जो है अपने रूल्स वगैरह खुद बनाता है और फॉरेन कंट्री का कोई भी इन्वॉल्वमेंट इसमें नहीं रहता. यहाँ पे प्रेसिडेंट जो है वो उसके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स के द्वारा चुना जाता है. The preamble declares that India is a socialist country. Democracy with universal adult franchise ensures political equality to its citizens. The Constitution also has provisions to promote social and economic equality in India. It prevents social inequality or discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, color, sex or education. It also has provision to bridge the gap of economic inequality between people. तो यहाँ पे अमीर और गरीब ऐसा कुछ भेदभाव नहीं किया जाता, सबके लिए जो राइट्स हैं वो इक्वल है. India is a secular state. This means that all citizens, irrespective of their religious beliefs, are equal before the law of land. अब चाहे जिस भी धर्म का इंसान है वो लॉ के सामने क्या है, बराबर ही है. The state does not officially promote any one religion as the state religion. In other words, the government cannot frame such policies that discriminate between various religious communities of India. Now, federal system of government. Our constitution sets up a federal system of government. This is a system in which there are more than one level of government in the country. India has governments at the central level and at the state level. It has also a government at the local level. India is a vast country. It would have been difficult to run the administration of the whole country from one center. That is why besides the government at the national level, we have governments at the state level. तो गवर्नमेंट जो है वो नेशनल लेवल पे तो अलग है और स्टेट लेवल पे अलग है. मतलब स्टेट लेवल पे जो आपकी सरकारें होती हैं वो भी अपने कुछ रूल्स वगैरह रेगुलेशन वगैरह बना सकते हैं, लेकिन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से पूछ के. Our constitution democrates the power of a central and state government into different lists of subjects. These lists are called the union list and the state list and the concurrent list. These lists clearly mention the subject on which the central and the state governments can pass laws. This is called division of powers between the center and the state governments. The constitution also specifies where each tier of a government can get the money from the meet its responsibilities. Under federalism, like the center, the states also draw their authority from the constitution. Each level of government make laws and policies for the people of the country. तो यहाँ पे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के अलग अलग लेवल्स होते हैं जिसमें पॉलिसीज़ वगैरह और लॉज बनाए जाते हैं लोगों के लिए. Parliamentary systems. The legislature in the center is called the parliament or the Sansad. India has a parliamentary form of government. This means that the parliament is supreme and represent the people of the country. Our constitution guarantees universal adult suffrage of all citizens. That is, the people of India have a direct role in electing their representatives. These representatives are accountable to the people. अब संसद के बारे में आपको पता है, पार्लियामेंट है, ठीक है, और पार्लियामेंट के जो संसद के जितने भी सदस्य हैं उनको चुना जाता है लोगों के द्वारा. Separation of power. As per our constitution, there are three organs of the government: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The legislature consists of our elected representatives who make the law. The executive implements these laws. It is a smaller group of our elected representatives. The judiciary refers to the system of the courts that interpret the law. तो तीन तरीके से काम होता है. एक आपके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स होते हैं जो लॉ बनाते हैं, दूसरे उसको एग्जीक्यूट करते हैं कि वो जो लॉ है वो प्रॉपर तरीके से काम कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा, और दूसरा जुडिशरी रेफर करता है ऐसे कोर्ट को जो उस लॉ को इंटरप्रीट करता है. The Constitution not only defines the power of each organ, it demarcates the responsibility of each. Each organ acts as a check on the other organs of the government that ensure the balance of power among all the three organs. इन three organs को आपस में एक दूसरे के द्वारा चेक किया जाता है कि अपने काम जो है सही तरीके से कर रहे हैं नहीं. Fundamental rights. Our constitution guarantees certain basic rights to every citizen of India which are called fundamental rights. These rights are essential not only to run a democratic government but also for an individual citizen to develop his or her personality. They are fundamental to every citizen's life. These rights protect citizens against the arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by the government. Our constitution has guaranteed 6 such rights that are as follows. तो हमारे constitution ने, संविधान ने हर एक व्यक्ति को जो इंडिया का सिटीजन है, यहाँ का नागरिक है, उसको अलग अलग फंडामेंटल राइट्स दिए हैं. क्या हैं? पहला है राइट टू इक्वालिटी. According to our constitution, all citizens will be equally protected by the laws of a country. That is, all persons are equal before the law. The state cannot discriminate against a citizen on the basis of race, caste, sex, religion, or place of birth. The practice of untouchability has been abolished. Every citizen has access to all public places such as playgrounds, shop, hotels, etc. All citizens can apply for government jobs. तो इसमें आपका इक्वालिटी आती है. हर एक पर्सन को जो इंडिया में रहता है, चाहे वो अमीर है, गरीब है, हिंदू है, मुस्लिम है, लड़की है, लड़का है, सबको इक्वालिटी का राइट जो है दिया गया है. हर कोई पर्सन कोर्ट के सामने, लॉ के सामने क्या है? इक्वल है. हर किसी को पब्लिक प्लेसेस, पब्लिक पार्क, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी यूज़ करने का हक है. Right to freedom. Our constitution has given the right to freedom to every citizen. Under this right, a citizen has the right to freedom of speech and expression, the right to form association, the right to move freely and reside in any part of the country, and the right to practice any profession, occupation or business. तो हर किसी को फ्रीडम दिया गया है. वो अपनी बात कह सकता है, अपनी फीलिंग्स को एक्सप्रेस कर सकता है. अगर वो कोई काम करना चाहता है तो वो फ्रीली कर सकता है, ठीक है. अगर कोई बिजनेस प्रोफेशन वो चुनना चाहता है तो ये उसकी मर्जी है. राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन. Poverty makes people helpless. The rich take advantages of people's helplessness. Poor people are often compelled to work without payment. This is called forced labor or beggar. So the right against exploitation prohibits trafficking, forced labor and the working of children who are under 14 years of age. तो अगर आपको एक्सप्लॉइट किया जा रहा है, जैसे काफ़ी सारे जो अमीर लोग होते हैं वो गरीबों को क्या करते हैं, एक्सप्लॉइट करते हैं, उनसे ज़्यादा काम कराते हैं, उनको पैसे कम देते हैं, तो इसके खिलाफ आप आवाज़ उठा सकते हो. Right to freedom of religion. Every citizen in India has the right to worship, practice and propagate his her religion. In the eyes of law, all religions are equal and each one of us should pay respect to other religions. तो इंडिया में हर तरह के लोग हैं, हर धर्म को मानने वाले लोग हैं, तो उनको ये राइट दिया है कि वो अपना धर्म जो है या अपने मस्जिद या मंदिर जा सकते हैं. उनको इस तरह का राइट जो है दिया गया है. उनको कोई भी रोक टोक नहीं है, उनको कोई भी धर्म परिवर्तन के लिए नहीं बोल सकता, उनको कहीं जाने से मना ही नहीं है, अपना रिलीजन फॉलो करने से कोई मना नहीं कर सकता. Cultural and education rights. Our constitution recognizes the right of each group of people to establish and maintain educational institution of its own in order to preserve and develop their language and culture. इवन अपने कल्चर और एजुकेशन राइट्स भी उनको हैं. वो अगर जिस एज तक पढ़ना चाहते हैं या आगे एजुकेशन कंटिन्यू करना चाहते हैं, अपने कल्चर को फॉलो करना चाहते हैं, तो वो भी राइट अधिकार उनको दिया गया है. Right to constitution remedies. This gives authority to the citizens to move to high courts and Supreme Court if they believe that any of their fundamental rights have been violated by the state. All these rights are binding upon every authority that has got power to make laws. अगर किसी को ऐसा लगता है कि उसको किसी स्टेट के द्वारा वायलेट किया जा रहा है, किसी बड़े पर्सन के द्वारा वायलेट किया जा रहा है, तो वो हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट जा सकता है. Directive principles of state policy. Our constitution gives some directive to the government to improve the condition of the people. These principles help the government to make social and economic reforms in the country. They direct the government to work for reducing the poverty of the masses and to bring economic and social prosperity of the nation. अब आपने बहुत सारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऐसे देखी होंगी जो गरीब बच्चों के लिए या गरीब लोगों के लिए काम करती हैं. तो ये जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन होती है ये गवर्नमेंटल भी होती हैं, नॉन गवर्नमेंटल भी होती हैं, जो लोगों के भले के लिए काम करती है. जैसे जो बच्चे स्कूल नहीं जा सकते उनको स्कूल भेजा जाता है, उनकी फीस वगैरह माफ़ कर दी जाती है, उनको पढ़ाई वगैरह फ्री में कराई जाती है. और कई लोग ऐसे होते हैं जिनके पास घर नहीं होता, तो उनको घर वगैरह प्रोवाइड किए जाते हैं, उनको कोई ना कोई काम दिया जाता है ताकि वो पैसे अर्न कर सके और अपना घर वगैरह चला सके. Keywords. Directive principles, guidelines or principle provided to the central and state government to be followed while framing laws and policies. Constitution, a fundamental legal document that contains the rules according to which the government of a country functions. Preamble and introduction in which the purpose of the constitution is given. Now points to remember. The constitution is a fundamental legal document according to which the government of a country function. The constitution constantly grow and evolve according to the needs, requirement and aspiration of people and functioning institution. In a democratic country, it is the constitution in which the government's powers and citizens' rights are clearly defined. The constitution consists of certain ideals that tells us the fundamental nature of our society. The preamble contains the ideals and basic principles of the Indian Constitution. Our Constitution sets up a federal system of government that refers to the system in which there are more than one level of government in the country. The legislature in the center is called the Parliament or the Sansad. Our Constitution guarantees certain basic rights to every citizen of India that are called फंडामेंटल राइट्स. तो इस चैप्टर में हमने कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में पढ़ा, हमारा इंडियन जो संविधान है उसकी प्रस्तावना के बारे में जाना और कैसे आप कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को चेंज कर सकते हैं. आप नहीं, मतलब आपकी जो सरकारें हैं या जो संविधान बनाने वाले हैं वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को एज़ पर योर रिक्वायरमेंट नीड के अकॉर्डिंग उसको चेंज किया जाता है. वो स्टिल स्टेबल नहीं है कि बस एक बार बोल दिया तो वो कंटिन्यू हो गया. अगर आप चाहते हैं तो आप उसको चेंज कर सकते हैं या सरकारें अपने अकॉर्डिंग या पीपल्स के अकॉर्डिंग चेंज कर सकती हैं. और यहाँ पे आपने राइट्स के बारे में पढ़ा जो सिटीजन्स ऑफ इंडिया के दिया गया है. So children, I hope you understood the chapter very well. Now you will revise the chapter and practice the given exercise to understand the chapter thoroughly.